Welcome to PPO TV, and today I'm delighted we've got Lelde Kasatkina. So good? Perfect. There we go. Right, who's our Latvian new leader of the Portsmouth Philharmonic Orchestra. So we're hoping to find out a little bit more about you today and how you came to be part of the orchestra. And obviously, so you're from Latvia. So maybe let's go back to the beginning and sort of tell us about being brought up in Latvia. Where were you brought up, and how did you get into classical music in Latvia?
Indeed, indeed. So, as you mentioned, I was born in Latvia, and there are two main places that brought me to music. Number one, Latvia is a small nation. Latvians are small but mighty singers and dancers. Spoken musical heritage is celebrated through a song and dance festival every 5 years. It's a bit like Olympics. 40,000 people take part. UNESCO is recognized as an intangible heritage of humanity. So it's quite impressive in that respect. So that's my first influence. And my second influence is my mom. My mom is fourth generation musician. Her mom was music teacher in kindergarten. And her dad taught himself to play guitar and sort of playing songs written in there. And my mom attended piano lessons for 7 years at the music school, just standard education path. And she decided her children will play instruments.
So which one did you pick up?
Well, they looked at my fingers, they said, either piano or violin. I think I wanted flute, but it's by the violin. Music is all the same. So yes, those are two my main key influences, and I was privileged to enjoy all types of musical education, formal setting.
Okay, so when you were in sort of primary school and secondary school, you were having music education as you went through. So you were doing the equivalent of grades, were you, in Latvia, music grades for your instrument?
Well, I actually graduated music college.
Okay.
And what that means is that I also had secondary instrument, which was piano. I had solfeggio. I had music history, where I had to memorize the themes or classical repertoire. And part of the curriculum was to play in either folk ensembles or orchestras for study purpose.
And I mean, who are your musical influences then back in the day? You know, we're talking what sort of period of time would you been at school in Latvia?
In 1990.
1990. So it's just around the time of the change from the Soviet Union going into so it's probably a very exciting time, I would have thought, in Latvia then.
Well, yes, 1991 is about the time when I started going into education. Very memorable events, and I witnessed some of them. And yeah, so things were changing. But in terms of musical education in Europe, it's still one of the best. Even I say so myself. I have friends who graduated in Finland, Berlin, work in Vienna, and they say the education we had is higher than bachelor's.
So, but in terms of those influences that you had, who would you say were your main musical influences back in the 1990s?
My all-time favorite composer is Bach. Absolute favorite. The harmony, the peace, the vertical music integration, listening to how he develops music is just incredible. That's my favorite composer.
That'd be your main one. So once you've graduated from music school and music college, what happened then? You know, so take us to when you were sort of like you're 18, 19, 20. What happened at that point?
So I'll tell you what happened, Colin. I have finished working with music.
Right.
But this is it. I'm not going to be one of those geniuses who can play 48 hours a day and scoop up all the awards and work in the industry. So I thought, let me see what else is out there. So I switched to management studies, etc. Moved countries, moved to UK.
So what year would that have been?
That will be 2004.
2004, yeah.
Yes, quite around.
Quite a while ago. And so what have you been doing in England for the past 20 years or so?
I've been doing career, not always fulfilled, and I've been doing little bits of music here and there, but nothing really serious until I moved down south about 4 or 5 years ago, and I discovered that you can play an instrument in an orchestra, and you don't have to be perfect, and you're doing it with joy and pleasure.
And so that's how you found the Portsmouth Philharmonic in the end then. So you've been playing with us now, what, for 2 years nearly? 2 years, yeah. So it's time flies, doesn't it, really? Time does fly. Oh, you're having fun indeed, and it's great fun in the Portsmouth Philharmonic. If you want to join, go to our website and all of that. So, yeah, okay. So you've joined the Portsmouth Philharmonic, and clearly you've enjoyed it, and we've enjoyed you playing in the orchestra. And then kind of Colin Wilkins decides after a fantastic career in music that it's time to retire. We're advertising for a new leader of the orchestra. Why did you apply for that?
So I've been speaking with Colin leading up to the point where I applied for the role, and he explained me the core principles and reasons why the orchestra was set up. It was for people who are maybe second careers, or maybe are retired, or maybe are professionals, or maybe new players wanting to find a playground to come together, enjoy the music, and perform with concerts, raising money for charities. And I thought that's a brilliant cause. It keeps me out of trouble. It raises money for charities, and we're a really lovely bunch in terms of audience, in terms of players. So I thought this is a perfect fit.
Well, and say today I've been at the rehearsal today, and we're preparing for the next concert. And a leader sometimes, I think they've got a little sort of like solo-y piece to do, and as a leader of the orchestra, does that put pressure on you, or do you relish that? Tell us a bit about your psyche when you're thinking about that.
It's probably a bit of everything. It's Scheherazade by Rimsky-Korsakov, and it's a absolute divine piece of music, and there are lots of emotions that go through my mind. One is that I know how it should be played, and I know what I sound like now, and I know it's beautiful, and I know that it's coming up. So there's a little bit of nerves, of excitement, but that there is this beautiful piece. I want to make sure that I convey that beauty through my playing. And yes, it's on the other side. It's not the longest piece. It's gone in flash, and I hope the audience will enjoy. Fellow orchestra players have let me know that they enjoyed this music. So that's my main goal.
Fantastic. So, the details of the concert will be coming up at the end of this video. So look out for that. It's coming up very, very soon. But Lelde, thank you very much for the interview, and have a great concert. And is it Paldies? I think Paldies. I believe we say in Latvian. Have I passed my Latvian examination? Excellent. There we go. High five. We'll high five on that one. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.